Hey gorgeous, welcome to Eringy. I am Erin. Welcome to your good morning yoga flow. We're going to be going to focus on the main muscle groups of the body. So we're going to get into the legs, the hips, the chest, the shoulders, the neck. It's an all-rounded, all levels yoga class. So roll out your mat and let's get started. Alrighty, so now that you're in an easy seated position, if you'd like to sort of elevate the hips a little bit, open them up, you might want to grab a block and you can sort of sit up on that if that's more comfortable. And then just allow yourself to arrive here in this beautiful, beautiful morning. Let's just sort of take a few nice, deep, cleansing, nourishing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just let it go. In through the nose, breathing out. One more time, big breath in. Breathing out. Let's start by doing a few head rolls or neck rolls, sort of get some energy into this area here. So drop your chin down to the chest and you're just going to start making just little circular movements with the neck, drawing almost like an invisible circle with your nose as you bring your head up and over. Just nice and gently, because this is morning, the body's going to feel a little bit tighter, a little bit more tense, and a little bit cooler. So that's why we're just doing a few warm-ups before you really get into it. If you hear any crunching or you feel any crunching, pardon me, that's totally fine. Just sort of really get into those neck muscles. Make those circles bigger now. Let's do one more. And now we'll go the other way. Really bringing your breath into the neck area. Relaxing the rest of the body. But sort of maintaining some strength, some extension in the spine. Just do one more circle. And come back to center, bringing your head nice and neutral up. Take your hands and place them on your shoulders, and we're just going to do some shoulder rolls now, okay? So moving the elbows back, up and forwards. Just sort of get a little bit of movement in the shoulder blades. Going to be really relying on this part of our body throughout this morning flow. So yeah, it's good to get some heat into this area. And it's good just to wake up the body, isn't it? Okay, let's go the other way. I can hear a bit of cracking. So how are you going? And then get some heat into these muscles. Yeah. One last circle. Awesome. Drop the hands. Take a nice deep breath in. Scoop the hands up overhead. And then from here, you're going to cactus your arms out, looking up towards the sky. Holding it here, opening the chest. Arms back up. Breathe in. And imagine you're drawing energy back down as you cactus the arms again, drawing that nourishing, good morning energy. Breathe in. Breathing out, cactus. One last one. Breathe in and breathing out. Good. Take the arms back up and then drop them all the way down to the sides. Come into your tabletop position now. All onto your arms. Well, not so much your arms. Your hands and knees. You might just want to add a little bit of movement here. Sway the hips from side to side. Maybe you like to draw some circles into those wrists. Just listen to the body. What does it want to do this beautiful morning? Really getting into a habit. Yeah, getting into a habit of listening to the cues. Awesome. So come to center, take an inhale, looking up, coming into cow. Exhale, moving down into cat. Draw the navel to spine. Inhale, extending that chest forward, reaching up through the crown. Exhale, curving that spine, tucking all the way in just like a cat. Do this in your own time with the natural rhythm of your breath. One last inhale and exhale. And now coming down onto our wide child pose. So for that, basically open up those hips. Draw the knees out as wide as the mat, touch those big toes, and just crawling your arms forward. Okay, just really kind of getting into it. If again, see, I just instantly want to kind of rock side to side. That's just what my body wants to do. So it's really good just to listen to what it's asking you in this moment. You can add the dynamic movement, or you can just sort of stay here statically for a little bit. You can bring your forehead down to the mat if that's comfortable. If it's not, that's fine as well. Stay with the breath. Take a deep breath in and just walk your hands over to the right of your thigh. You're going to open up the left side of those ribs, really using the breath to just stretch that part of the body out. That nourishing, good morning breath. Inhale, coming back to center. And then we're going to take it over to the other side. Over to that left. Using that breath, moving the breath to the right side of those ribs. Just expanding, letting the diaphragm just pull down. One side might feel a little tighter than the other, and that's totally fine. It's very normal. Inhale, coming back to center. Back up to all fours as we come into thread the needle. So for this one, you're going to plant your right hand down onto the mat, nice and sturdy. You're going to take your left hand and just imagine drawing some really nourishing, like good morning energy up from Mother Earth. So taking that energy, drawing it up, opening up the chest, and then scooping the arm down underneath the bridge of the right arm, and then resting your face onto the side of the face onto the mat. So your ear, your cheek, if that's comfortable. Finding a really good stretch in the shoulder here. Breathing in, coming back all the way up, taking that energy with you, and then resting back into our tabletop. Do this on the other side. So planting your left hand down onto the mat, drawing that energy up through the right side, breathing in, exhale, scooping that hand underneath, resting the face down onto the mat. Breathing here. Wonderful. Coming back up, all the way up to the sky, and then back down into your tabletop. So from here, going to come into your first down dog of the morning. So to do that, I suggest that you take your hands and just walk them one handprint forward onto the mat. Okay, now tuck those toes, lift those hips, engage the core, take a deep, big breath in. And now we enter our downward facing dog. You might like to pedal those feet out because this is the first one of the morning. It's always good to move the legs, warm up those calf muscles. Now, as with downward dog, the idea is not to try to reach your heels onto the mat because for some of us that can be very challenging, if not impossible, physiologically speaking. But the idea with down dog is to actually try and get the spine nice and long. Okay, so always keep that in mind. You might like to twist your feet from side to side if that feels good. Okay, are you ready to fire up the core a little bit here? Okay, so meeting me back down to the downward facing dog. I'm going to come into plank, shifting our weight forward, hips forward, holding it here for just a moment. You got this. And then lift the hips all the way back to down dog. Let's do that a few more times. Breathing in, come to plank. Exhale, down dog. Breathing in, plank. If you're shaking, that's totally normal. And breathing out. Awesome, you did so good. Okay, so we're going to go for a bit of a walk now. So just from side to side, meet me up at the top of the mat. Going to hang out here for a little bit. Forward fold. Take both sides of the elbows with the opposite hand, and we're just going to ragdoll it. You can add a bit of a bend. If you are feeling quite tight in the hamstring area, just add a bend. It's all good, especially in the morning. So just moving side to side, swinging. Always feels good just to let gravity take over sometimes, isn't it? Okay, release the hands. Start to come up, trickle those fingers up the front of the body. Just take your time. Coming up all the way to Tadasana, mountain pose. Opening up the palms to face forward. Roll those shoulders up and back. Opening up the chest, imagining a line of energy, drawing through those feet all the way up the midline, out through the crown. And basically, you are here. You are ready for the day. Maybe yesterday just wasn't great, but you got this. We'll leave that behind. Start today fresh. Okay, so we're going to go through a nice flow now. So sweeping your arms up towards the sky. Take a big inhale. Interlace the fingers, but keep your index fingers pointed together. Exhale, bend over to the right. Find some stretch in that left side of the body. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale over the other side. Inhale, back up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down, hinge at those hips. Inhale, halfway lift, extend that spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, plant those palms down. You might want to even bend the knees. Exhale, send those legs back into plank position. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, Chaturanga, or you can drop your knees and come down all the way down to the mat. So if you're going to do Chaturanga, come onto your toes, hug those elbows as you come nice with control all the way down. Plant your feet down. Inhale, come into a mini cobra if you like, or all the way if you're feeling like you want to expand that chest. Nice and open. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lifting those hips, pedaling your feet if you want to do that. Awesome. So now you're kind of getting an idea of the sort of flow that we're going to be doing. So we might do that a little bit faster now, adding a bit of a low lunge as we do it. Okay, so start to walk your feet back up to the top. Coming into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, melt that chest down. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way to the top. Interlace the fingers. Point those index fingers. Exhale, right, bending over to the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant the palms. Send those legs back into our downward facing dog. Lift the hips, look forward, take a deep, big breath in, and then bring your right foot next to the inside of the right hand. This is your runner's lunge. Now, before we move any further, just make sure that those hips are nice and square. So square to the front of the mat. Right foot should also be facing forward. How are we going? So keeping the weight pressed down through your left palm, going to draw some energy up through the Mother Earth and just moving our right arm all the way up to the sky, sort of really triggering our fingertips so we're trying to reach all the way up there. Keep that gaze looking forward, or to the side rather. But if you like, you might want to look up towards the thumb. Your choice. Remember to breathe. Sending some energy out through the heel of the back foot. Keeping that stable position, because that's how you're going to be today. Showing up stable, calm, strong. One last big breath in. Exhale, bring that arm back down. Send that foot back, downward facing dog. Yeehaw. Okay, come with me. Let's go for a walk back up to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, melt all the way down. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, interlace the fingers, point those index fingers. Exhale, bend over to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, back up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant the hands down, send both legs down to your downward facing dog.
Pedaling it out a little bit more if you need to. Come back to that breath. Lift the hips, look forward. Take a deep, big breath in and take your left foot this time into our low lunge. Square those hips. Sorry, runner's lunge. Squaring those hips, left toes are pointing forwards. Plant your weight down onto the right hand and taking your left hand, drawing that energy up. Opening up the chest, breathing here. You have got this. You're doing so incredibly well. If you're finding it hard to plant your palm down with the right hand, feel free to grab a block. Bring the ground a little closer to the body if that's more comfortable. Take one big breath in. Exhale, forward. Back down into our downward facing dog. Awesome. Last time, walking our way back up to the top of the mat. Into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, melting that chest down. Inhale, scooping the arms all the way up. Interlace the fingers, pointer up. Exhale, bending over to the right. Really stretch it out. Inhale, coming up to center. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, back up. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, lift the chest, extend the spine. Exhale, plant the hands down onto the mat into your downward facing dog. Inhale, come to plank. Exhale, Chaturanga, or drop the knees down. Rest the tops of the feet. Inhale, come into your Cobra, open up the chest. Looking straight forward, so don't look up. Try not to compress the neck. Looking forward. Beaming some energy. Good morning. Okay, tucking the toes, coming into your downward facing dog, pedaling it out just one last time. Wonderful. So bring those knees nice and gently down onto the mat. Walk them forward about 3/4 of the way. Cross those feet. Come down onto your bottom. How are you feeling? Are you good? Have you kind of generated some really beautiful good morning heat? I hope so. So bring those legs out in front of you into staff pose, Dandasana. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, and exhale, forward fold. Hinge at the hips. Let the hands land wherever. If this is uncomfortable, you can bend the knees. Do it that way and just ever so slightly straighten them if that feels good. You've done so incredibly well. Inhale, coming back up. Okay, scooch forward just a little bit. I'm going to be lying down, but we want to engage our core as we do that. So take your hands out in front of you, engage the core, and just see how slowly you can go as you drop down to the mat. So nice and slowly with control, keep engaging the core. You got this. Awesome. Bring the knees up to the chest. Give them a nice squeeze with those hands. Beautiful squeeze. Rock side to side if that feels good. What a great way to start your morning. Giving that body, that beautiful body of yours, some love
carving out some time. It's amazing. Take your arms out into a T. Drop those legs over to the right. If you like, you can keep gazing up or over to the left. Stay with the breath. Just cooling the body down just a little bit. Looking back forwards, engage the core, bringing it back up to center, and then just drop it over to the left with control. Sort of wringing out the body here, aren't we? Breathing in, coming back up. Take your hands back up to those gorgeous knees. Give it a squeeze. Bring the forehead up. The whole body is a big squeeze of love. Give it a hug. And then release completely. Legs down, arms down, head down. Coming into Shavasana. Get yourself super comfortable here. Opening up the palms to receive energy from the universe. Or if you want to sort of keep, contain, absorb that energy, place your hand on your stomach and the other hand on the heart space if that's more comfortable, if that feels right. Close your eyes. Taking some nice nourishing breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe in, breathing out. Let the ground support you beneath you. Let your body just melt down into that support. And just know that as you go through the day, be aware of the amount of support that is there for you. Whether it's physically showing up through relationships, colleagues, or whether it's through universal support, spiritual support team, other beings of love and light there to help and support you. I just want to thank you for showing up today, for rolling out your mat, carving out some important time, and starting the day in a really beautiful way. So you can stay in this pose for as long as you like. I'm sending you so much love, so much gratitude. I hope you have an incredible day. Namaste.